What is up? Workbringer here, and today I am bringing you a Halls of Atonement plus 13 run that I did. Now, I will say that this is pretty much my first time, or one of my higher keys, where I'm doing Sanguine and Quaking. And let me tell you, I do a really bad job of it, but I'll also tell you that people have called this week Push Week, and I get that. I get that for sure. The bosses are much easier. However, I have just gotten off of a week that was necrotic, and I was completely fine at necrotic. You know, as a Kyrian paladin, not a big deal. I mean, not that I did it right, but I got used to necrotic, and that's what I'm used to running. And so this sanguine quaking thing completely throws me off. I just don't know how to deal with it, and I hope this gives you, I don't know, some sort of motivation or faith that, you know, when a new affix comes out, I have never done these affixes before. When it comes out, the first time you're learning them, it's gonna probably be bad like this, unless you've done it before, unless you tanked like in Legion or BFA. I didn't really play those at all. And so this is my first time really ever dealing with this here, and I'm awful at it. And it does change the way that you pull. It does change the way that you group up mobs. There's Sanguine to deal with. Obviously, you don't want to step on it, which I do. Obviously, you don't want to have a boss stuck in this Sanguine, which I do. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure we snipe each other with Quaking. So, you know, just putting it out there that even though I'm pretty oh man, that was a lot of damage at a 13. That Sanguine is ouchies, plus the bears. You know, I am just running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Like, I know how to do halls with some of the other affixes, but man, Quaking and Sanguine are really throwing me off. So I mean, I'm just putting this run out there. I think you may have seen some of my other runs. Anyway, that was an extremely messy and inefficient way to get to here, which is our first 20% count. Oh my god. There's so much melee. There's two casters. We're all melee, and I think happened there is that they did Curse of Obliteration or whatever, which, like, with all these melee, right, we should be able to kick it. But I think we got Quaking all at once. Okay, so GG, Ring of Peace. Right? Like, I just don't know how to handle Sanguine or Quaking. It's not going well. But that being said, this is basically the first day of me ever doing these affixes, so this is where I'm learning it. At the same time, I do want to push IO, and we do get this timed somehow. I don't know how we timed this. I guess that's what makes it push week, is that wiping constantly on Fortified is not so bad, but man, do I die a lot in this one? Sorry. Anyway, that's a great place to get Pride. Really easy. It's the first 2 packs into everything along the way to the right. Some people will also pick up the 3rd pack. That's fine too, right? Okay, so Sanguine goes down, and that boy, that Shard of Halkias, he be thrashing in the Sanguine. So he's just like an ultra buffed up, healed Halkias. And oh man, what was I doing? What am I doing? You know what? Like, it was Quaking plus his ground attack, and so instead of moving from it, I just took it. So okay, so don't do that. I just don't know what Quaking looks like. You know, I did like a Theater of Pain like 7 or something just to like mess around with it, and man, is that place bad for Sanguine Quaking, and then the ground abilities. And I don't know, I just don't know what to do. It's just hard to deal with it on the platforms. Anyway, we're running in here. We do not have Pride buff left, and oh, we're a bunch of jokers. Oh my gosh, so it's a Holy Paladin, a DH, and a Windwalker Monk. We're all melee. Who put this group together? What is going on? Quaking is not technically like anti-melee, but like at the same time it kind of is. Okay, let's just let Collect Sins go off. And why am I kiting so hard? I don't know. I haven't. Oh my god! And I run through Sanguine and I die. So you really can't do it much worse than this. And I want to put this out there to anyone else who's, you know, struggling on this quote unquote push week. I think it's actually pretty difficult. I don't know. I feel like I didn't have that much of an issue with necrotic. I guess I didn't push a 13 though. It's more the tyrannical, but like necrotic and whatever it was last week was really not a huge. Oh, inspiring necrotic is nothing. Maybe that's just because I'm a Prot Paladin, but like that wasn't a big deal, and it's something I can handle. This requires so much repositioning. I don't know. Everyone. Oh, am I gonna die again? Everyone I talked to was like, oh yeah, it's push week. I was like, it's push week because it's fortified, but this affix is stinky. I don't like this affix at all. I don't like it. Anyway, they're definitely anticipating jumping down. I was like, are you guys crazy? Like every time I tell a group that's like a high key that we're not jumping down, because like I know that route, okay? Like I've seen that route a lot. Like I understand jumping down and you get pride and then you kill the shard, but you're like stuck in this little garden and you have to skip one of the patrolling houndmasters, and it's quaking sanguine. There's no room and we like kill each other. Okay, so that one's pretty easy to reposition, so I'm like feeling a little bit more confident here. Want to make up a little time to the wipe. How many times have we died? Too many. 4. Feels bad. Anyway, let's kill this one. Not quite where I'm gonna be. Oh man, the quaking. I hate this affix. People, I honestly, I'm not playing like a ton this week, and you guys don't see these for like, you know, a little bit after, because I post like one a day, but I do multiple. I don't like quaking sanguine. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'll just get used to it like I did all the other affixes. I don't like it. Look at this. Oh man, I guess if it's like mega melee heavy. I went on to do a bunch of like not so melee heavy comps, and look at me just standing in sanguine dying. And I hate this affix. I hate sanguine quaking. Everyone's like, oh yeah, like no big deal. I hate this thing. Is the pride standing in the quaking? Oh man, I guess like this is so bad. I'm so bad at this affix. It's completely throwing me off. Like I don't know. I've done this place like a lot at this point. It's like probably the easiest dungeon. I will say that I wiped super hard on a missed 13. Hard to say if it's my fault or if it was the group, but we didn't do it. But this and mists at my gear level, which I think I'm 213 at this point. I'm pretty high. It's like, it's not hard. You just have to do it right and not make mistakes. So I'm dying to standing in sanguine. I'm taking it in a way that the mobs are standing in sanguine. And then quaking, like I'm just I think we hit each other. Like it's just all melee. It's just a disaster. Like this is a circus. This is a clown show led by me, the head clown, and it feels bad to watch it back, but somehow we timed it. I don't know how, because the clown show isn't over, man. We got lots of tricks left for you if you want to experience them. Oh, we're gonna hit each other. Oh my god, I don't like this affix at all. I just don't like it. So is this the group? No, it's not. Okay, so I forget what group I did this with somewhat recently. I usually want to pull these together because we'll usually have pride for it, right? Just a little bit left over. Sometimes if we kill it really quickly, mostly on like a tyrannical week, we'll have like a ton of pride buff for this one. But there was a group I did here. I did lower. Oh yeah, I was pushing someone's 10, who's just like a friend that I play with. And they got a 10, and I was like, oh, let's do it. But the group was not killing the trash very fast, and it is fortified. But the trash was living way too long, and I was like, you know what? I just pulled the first 2 casters without the shard, and it was 100% the move. It does take a lot more time, but like we were like dying. Oh look! Oh my god! Oh, the quaking stresses me out. I'm not gonna lie. I hate quaking. Like I get like I'm tanking and I'm supposed to be like positioning, but like it just comes at it's just so bad. I hate quaking. I don't like this week at all. Like I'm gonna do some plus 13s and 11s for like I'll do like, I mean for some people it's a lot. We'll see how much time I have, but I'll do like, you know, like 10 11s or something like that. I guess that's a lot compared to some people, but like. But I'm not really in love with this affix at all. I'd rather go back to tyrannical and something else. This is one of my least favorite affixes, and I know everyone says it's push week, but I hate this affix with a passion. I just truly, truly hate it. Yeah, no loyal for you. Oh, but let's just drag him through the sanguine. Someone rings a piece. So bad. I'm so bad at this. It's my first time. And so maybe I remember the first time I did necrotic in my first necrotic videos, I was like, this is terrible. But by the end of it, I was slaying. I was slaying necrotic. I'll push. I mean, if necrotic fortified, any day of the week. I don't know how that works out rotation wise, but necrotic fortified is like whatever. Like, not a big deal. I guess the trash maybe lives longer, so I haven't experienced that yet. But I don't know. I know how to work around that. This is a nightmare. Like, okay, so like we can't be close to each other, and then my God. I told you we weren't done with the tricks. The clown car has so many more tricks. Like, you would look at a run like this normally, or I would. First of all, why am I divine steeding when I should just be? Oh, we're in combat. I see. Never mind. I look at this, and it's like, I guess coming off of a tyrannical week, you look at this. It's like this should be like a full, like, this is a dead key at a high key, right? It's like this is a dead key, but I guess this is why people call this a push week, is because you can wipe like 3 times so far, and we still time this somehow. And it is Halls. Halls is a very easy timer. Mists of Tierna Scythe, very easy, free kind of dungeon. But like, man, I like hesitate even putting this out there. But I want to because, you know, I timed it. This is how I got the third. And just to show you, you can be an absolute train wreck of a tank, not know the affix. I'm just inexperienced with it. Plus, it's kind of a high key, so damage is kind of high for Sanguine, right? Sanguine, I think I did Theater Pain 7 to test it. It's like, standing in the Sanguine is not that much damage. In a 13, it's a lot. You just cannot stand on it. So, stakes are higher, but I am garbage at this. This is pretty clever. Whoever brought that gargoyle in, that's kind of cool. I don't know who did that, but that's some sneaky. So, yeah, everyone's melee, so, you know, this one's not going to be an issue. But what we have on our side in this run, having wiped, even though we wiped like, full wipe twice essentially, so 10 deaths. It wasn't exactly like that, but you can basically think of it like that way. Is that the bosses are, you know, it's fortified, so the bosses are just like, but, and they die. Not a huge issue. Yeah, so we're pretty much one-phasing this. We're taking a lot of damage to like, what's it called? To the slam with people being near me. But it's like completely fine, right? So there you go. Fortified. I guess that's why it's it really is push week. I just hate these affixes, or I'm not familiar. But look at the boss, just like, whoop, super dead. Did we lust him too? It looks like we lusted, had a Gargon, and Pride. So that's ideal. That's great. Look at the Demon Hunter damage. What? Okay. What, they pop meta? This is big damage. How did that monk get hurt so bad there? Did he eat like 2 thrusts or 2 curses? I don't know what happened. Now we're gonna all die. That Demon Hunter, he flew past me and just barely didn't snipe me with the quaking. These boys think they're clever. They think they're slick. That was sketch. That was super sketch. Am I wrong? Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is my first time doing this section on, what are we doing again? Oh yeah, oh my god, look how much damage he just hit all of us. He just hit all of us for like 60% of our health. So that's Fortified 13. I don't think anyone was prepared for that frontal slice to be that bad. So I'm glad I didn't bring in the other pack, and I'm like, listen, I'm gonna sit here. You guys better not snipe me with quaking. And so this guy's frontal rips me. Like, wow. I'm like running now. So I was not expecting to have to kite these. I never have to, but I've never done a 13 fortified. And ouch. You see that? Like, that frontal is, oh my god. That frontal is not that bad on like, and you know, even 12 fortified, I don't think it's that bad. So we got, no, I don't remember how clean this is. I'm going to take just this guy. Do I take the little guys too? I don't remember. They're going to come anyway. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do here is, okay, who's going to get hit by that? The healer. Rip. If I was on voice comms, I could kind of explain this a little bit more. I was like, without a rogue or knowing everyone has invis pots, which I have invis pots now, which you'll see some of, I replaced my Kyrian icon. I have my invis pot there, mostly for mists and sanguine depths. But without invis pots, you gotta sneak by this area. and you can skip the slasher, but I just kill it. I just kill it as part of my run. But these both have like omega frontals, so everyone needs to like that swipe. I'm the only one that needs to get hit by that, but people need to wait till I bring it back to this statue, and I take it at this statue. I'm sitting in Sanguine. I just take it at that statue so I don't get knocked out of like the face of the earth. So we're gonna run up here, and we're gonna just body pull this. Ouch! Ooh, 50% health. We're good though. And so this is kind of recovering the run. I screw this up. Sometimes I'm good at LOSing that, sometimes I'm not. And that time I was not. I think I might get it this second time though. This quaking though, come on. I hate quaking. I know it's like avoidable damage, like, but like honestly, oh yeah, what? Yeah, that's right. Oh, but the quaking, oh no. I just hate it. I hate it. Everyone's gonna move. I hate that affix. I guess spitefuls don't target me. I like spiteful, whatever. Necrotic, whatever. You just gotta plan for it. Quaking, you can't plan for it, right? Spites, I know when the spites are gonna come. It's at the end, then you CC and you kill him. The quaking just, I'm just standing in Sanguine. Pride's just gonna be sitting in too, but like the Sanguine just like happens. I don't like it. Or, I'm sorry, the quaking. I just feel like it's so unpredictable, and it means you can't group up, obviously, and I hate it. It just absolutely like wrecks my understanding of all the dungeon pulls. Like I was doing a pretty high mists. No, not mists. I think I did Other Side 9 with a friend, and just man, there's some parts that really suck with quaking. Like when you're running through the hallways together, we just like the most dangerous part of the Other Side on quaking is just honestly running between the dungeons because there's all these like tight corridors. It's so bad. That quaking too, like that's just sketch. I just hate it. It's so hard to predict. So there goes down the dynamite. I think that's our paladin friend. Kyrian Paladin got really popular from the Race to World First, because because the holy paladins do more damage than I do. If you look at the damage meters, I'm embarrassed. But yeah, basically holy paladins. They don't have like the healing throughput of like a shaman, a resto shaman, or even a resto druid, but the damage is absurd, absolutely absurd. So they melt bosses essentially, like way more damage than me. I'm pretty high level. I'm still conduited for survival, versus like all my instead of doing potency for damage, which I could do eventually, but pride plus the Venthyr ability, that holy paladin was doing like 4.5k damage. like what? I mean, yeah, that's pretty nuts. Oh, but they melt to whatever that was. I don't know what that was. I don't know. See, the damage is so high on it's not tyrannical. For this boss on tyrannical is a disaster. It's very hard. Because like at this point he'd be like 50% health and we'd have like 2 more rounds of this to go. Somehow we kill it. So this is a pretty ridiculous run here. Oh yeah, me and the Demon Hunter, we got this. He's really high DPS too, and I can that's the quaking. I swear I'm gonna die to quaking. So this is a run, man. This is a weird run. First of all, it's a Venthyr Holy Paladin, which I'd only heard of, but I guess I'm experiencing firsthand the absolute crazy damage they do, and just having a tough time figuring out Quaking Sanguine. It's like my second or third time doing it, and it's definitely my first time doing it on a 13 where the damage is like pretty nuts. Now I wonder if like Fortified, I think someone's CCing something, but I just trust them. This is a pretty high group, right? Pretty high IO. This is like a 1k IO kind of group, I think, for the most part. So I'm like, whatever you were doing in there, I'm sure it was fine. Like I told them while we're all oh man, I'm like dead already. Oh no, they didn't CC any of them. Anyway, sometimes people get cute and they'll like ice trap one, or they're like, I don't know, they'll do something. Big boy Gargon comes out. Okay, the clown car is not over. Oh my god, the circus isn't over, guys. The lead clown has some tricks for you. You want to see a trick? Ready? Watch this. Pop. Dead. Super dead. Like I'm telling you, I still got tricks. This dungeon's not over. We still have tricks to show. Oh man. So how do you time a key where you die this? We have 17 deaths. We have 17 deaths. I have died like 8 times. I've died like 8 times, but it's enough. The quaking plus the quaking plus sanguine, it just throws me off so hard. I'm like a pro at this dungeon, I swear. I guess I am not. I swear I'm like good at this. Like, can we go look at my 12 run? Is that the one where I told everyone to wipe? I forget. But like, I know this dungeon. I have my strats. I'm like, oh yeah, don't get eaten by the bears, haha. And then completely get 2-shot by a bear by getting I'm just so bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope this just makes other tanks feel better. This is not a guide on how to do this. That's really not what I'm putting out into the world at all. I'm just learning like everyone else. I'm just somehow able to learn in 13s at the moment. Jeez, man. You know, no one's flaming at this point, because I think we're still like, oh my god, I still think we're thinking we're gonna time this, right? Because it's like, okay, people are correct by the end to be like, they say to hurry, and I'm not normally a big fan of that, but I'm like, no, you're right. It's like, okay, because I think we all want the IO. Oh my god, the quaking. Oh jeez, I dislike this affix so much. I dislike it so much. I'm pretty sure the Holy Paladin took a little bit too much took some damage because they had to tame the Gargon. But I hate this affix. Look at this room. This is stupid. This is so bad. Like, it's just obviously it makes tight quarters bad. And I see people like, okay, so here's the other, one of my other, like, I think strongest dungeons is Sanguine Depths. Like, I really know Sanguine Depths. I'll bring in Viz pots for people if they don't have a rogue and we want to do the skip, because don't we want pride on the bosses? I do. I'll bring the invis pots. I'll give everyone invis pots. Did I just eat that or did we tame him? But like Sanguine Depths with quaking and sanguine, I'm just like, no. I like don't accept that. I would honestly rather do, I don't know about tyrannical, but I'd honestly rather do last week and push a 13 or a 12. I think have I done a 12? I forget. But I'd rather push sanguine on not this affix. I hate this affix. I honestly don't think I'm gonna play that much this week. It just goes against like, it just kind of goes against like how I play the dungeons, and I know that's the affixes, and I know for Spiteful, it changes it for the healers and for the DPS. They're like, oh no, every single time we need to kill these things, but like I don't know. It doesn't change my positioning usually too much. This is just ruinous. Look at that. Like, I hate, that's just so bad. And like I said, man, like Spiteful, I know it comes at the end. Inspiring, you know, I know, I get it. And Necrotic, I get it. Like, but this, it just comes up randomly. Oh, it's so bad. That's so bad. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh man, I hate this affix so much. That's probably everyone. I can only imagine it, like, because I think I'm honestly ready for 14s and 15s for certain dungeons. Like, I know them well enough. I'm just waiting for the right affix, honestly. It's gonna be look at this clown card. Like, it's gonna be a fortified, of course, unless it's mists or here. I'll do this on tyrannical. You just have to bring big DPS, and not this affix. I hate this affix, and or right, like, not literally all melee. So the Holy Paladin's up there giving him someone the business. I don't know who, but here's the thing. I already told them, and this is my strat no matter what the group does. We kill the back, then the front. I can't tank the whole room, right? Like, I can barely tank half the room when all these ads spawn. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't get aggro on all of them if you do both. So I'm going to Divine Shield Bomb, so I do get most of them there. But it's pretty messy. But this one does get messy, and we didn't kill the back completely, so I don't know. It's going fine. I'm just trying to silence this guy. I'm getting him back here. I don't know if anyone else can tell that, but you know, that's the move. Yeah, don't rig a piece him, but yeah. So I guess that was fine. It felt a little bit hairy. Everyone has pretty high survivability. I think everyone has like some sort of defensive, because sometimes on Fortified, those ads, those manifestations of envy, those things hit. Those hurt. And there's a lot of them. And I think they give necrotic stacks, which I didn't have an issue last week with it. I have so many clears, it's not too much of an issue. But I basically put Consecration, I do my basic AoE, and I'm like, that's all I got. I got one taunt for one of them every once in a while, and then I could Divine Shield Bomb on top of them, which I would have rather held Divine Shield for the boss, because you'll see on a 13, the damage, even for Fortified, like non-tyrannical, is still pretty kicking. Like, Ritual of Woe, you gotta heal. You gotta heal. Luckily, though, like, if this was... Oh, my God, Quaking is the worst. I don't know if that dude got hit by Pride or Quaking, the Demon Hunter. Either way, though, it's just like... I know it's avoidable, but it's hard to avoid it. Damn it, Blizzard. Affixes, what the heck? Difficult. And these are nerfs, I heard, because Sanguine used to last for a minute. And then Quaking used to always... I think Quaking was always guaranteed 20% damage to you no matter what. So, I know I'm living in, like, the easy mode, but still... Now, our Holy Paladin doesn't have a lot of mana. I'm thinking about... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, but we got Pride, so he's going to get all the mana back. I was going to say, I don't really remember how important mana is to a Holy Paladin. I know for, like, a Druid, our Hunter just got it. I know for a Druid, they can, like, innervate, and they can just get their mana back. And I think that Resto Shamans have, like, a mana totem or something like that. So I almost never... At this point, like, at the higher keys, unless they, like, tell me... I'll never stop for a Resto Druid or Resto Shaman if they have 0 mana. I'm just like, okay, you got to tell me to stop or I'm going to pull. And they really do. Priests, however, priests we always wait for. Anytime there's a priest at like quarter mana, like I'm like, I write R, you know. Anyway, we took a lot of damage to that jam. I don't remember how close this fight is. Something tells me this is going to be a close one. Okay, so no cooldowns on my part. Ouchies. I don't heal him in time. I do heal the Holy Paladin. What did people just die to? Oh, yeah. For my final trick on this clown car of a run, I think everyone dies but me or something terrible like that. Anyway, this is why I talent for Hand of the Protector. It gives me Omega Word of Glories. If that had hit me, I think that would have been the run, possibly. Oh, no, we get it. Okay. Yeah. So I would say that is one of the worst, most stressful Halls of Atonements I've ever done. Halls of Atonement, notoriously the easiest dungeon, the most free dungeon. Really not hard to tank. And this is push week, quote unquote, says my entire guild and the entire internet. Not so hard this week. I would have to disagree. Now, I guess it is push week because we did time it. Like, did anyone else think we wouldn't time that? That to me, the entire time when I died to the bears, I was like, that's key. That has to be the key. It has to be it, like rip, right? But we timed it. So that's Hall. So I guess it is push week. But man, that's like embarrassing for me. I usually feel so strong in this dungeon, but that was really embarrassing. So that's Halls 13. When you're terrible and you're doing a new affix. Oh, and I got good loot, though. Oh, what? Good loot. Very good. At first, I was like, oh, no, I must have this already. No, that's one of my only 200s left. Ready for this? Boom. Oh, now I'm 213. Okay. I don't deserve these pants. I was a garbage tank. Really bad at the affixes. Yet here I am, timing a 13 and getting the loot. Getting that loot. I'll see you on the next video.